Alright, did you get that first coat off?
Sure did.
So what are you doing now, bud?
Putting the second coat on.
If you notice, the second coat ain't bubbling up. You know why?
There's not much paint for it.
Because you basically took the paint off. Now all we're doing is getting all the other crap that was on there off, bud. So we're going to let that sit for about 10 or 12, 15 minutes. I see there's still paint on here, and I can see it bubbling in spots. Alright, that means it's eating that paint. We'll let that sit for 10 or 12 minutes because we really don't want that to dry up on us. And then we're going to go ahead and take our steel wool and remove it with that, okay?
Sounds good.
So what do you think about this, Dylan? What are you thinking?
Stripping it off, strong.
I'm talking about working over here at SWRC, sir.
I like it. I like it, sir.
Do you think you're doing a good job, Dylan?
I think so.
Alright. Do you like this kind of work?
I do. I do a lot.
Good. Just keep doing what you're doing and my friend Pete will be happy as a lark, bud.
Well, sounds all good then.
Alright.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So when we get to the end and you use all your steel wool up and you strip the very final coat of your stripper off, what you want to do is wash it off with water using clean steel wool to get all of the excess stripper off of the tank. And of course any paint residue that's left over. Put your hose down, Dylan, and hold the tank. There you go. There, real hard. Rub that shit off, bud. There you go, get it as good as you can. I don't know. This guy kind of got stuck in the ass on this tank. It looks like it was underwater or some shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Look at it. Is that rust on there?
Yep.
I don't know if that's rust or if that's, if it's red primer, dude. I mean, it's pretty nasty.
It feels like rust. You feel it.
Yeah. I see we had a hole right here at one time.
All right here.
If we look up here, we got something going on in this direction. I hope there's something that's covering all this in the center, so, you know what I mean? I hope he actually got a test run on it, you know what I'm saying? A pressure test to make sure there's no leaks.
Yep.
Now get a new piece of steel wool there and clean her up, bud. Rinse it off, there you go, rinse it off, bud. You want to keep that water on it, you want to keep the water going because the water is what deactivates it. Now when you wipe it off, look here. Make sure you get in here real good on that groove. All right. Okay, basically the situation is it's stripped down. When we DA sand that, when Dylan learns how to use the DA sander, he'll see that it'll take off all the rest of the residue, whatever residue's left. And we'll see what happens tomorrow when Dylan gets on the motorcycle tank to repaint it black. When you go ahead and strip the paint off your item, you want to make sure that you do it in a nice environmentally safe area where you can clean the stripper up. Always let the stripper dry properly and pick up all the stripper that's left over and put it in the proper container to throw it in the trash. All right, we don't want any animals out there eating the dry stripper and dying from it. Before we do anything, what we got to do, Dylan, I'm right here, okay? What's up, amigo? We got to go ahead and cover this hole back up, bud. We don't want to, what, Dylan?
Get that inside the tank?
We don't want to get stuff inside the tank. We want to keep it as clean as possible. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to use a DA sander. Here's our DA sander, bud. Now, the situation is with this, it's actually made to use two hands. If you look right here, it's got the counterweighted shaft, the counterweighted bearing, or whatever you want to call it, and also you can see that it, okay, so it's spinning in two different ways.
Right.
So when you got one spinning this way and the other one spinning that way, it's a dual action sander. What we need to do is we need to knock all this rust off of here. We're going to start out with 36 grit. Alright?
Okay.
The reason we're going to do that is because there's some heavy rust over here. And the way that I'm going to do that, look how I'm holding that, because if this thing hits your hand, you're going to be screwed, dude. Okay? You're right-handed, so you'll probably hold it like this.
Okay.
Now, another way that you can do this, which I suggest, is you sit down on that chair over there. Well, you don't have to now. I'm saying when you do.
No, scooting back.
And you can put the tank right here, say on your leg.
Right.
And that way you can use it, okay, and you hold it with your legs. But since I'm demonstrating what you're going to do, and I'm trying to show you how to do it, and also you out there that's watching, you see what I'm saying, Dylan?
Yeah.
My friend Pete's going to go ahead and use one hand. What you're going to do is you're going to DA this tank down. You want to come over here and watch as I do this. You see where I'm going there?
Right.
All right. We got to get all this off, guys. See what I just did? I knocked all that heavy rust off, and now it's ready for 36 grit. It still has some heavy rust in here, but I mean 80 grit. Once we get the 80 grit out, okay, then we'll get that down, and then we will probably wash this tank. I usually use vinegar water, but I don't think that's going to be strong enough. We're probably going to go to the extreme of muriatic acid. So my friend Pete needs to go get some gloves.
That's right.
So you can use that, okay? And we'll get to that stage when the time comes, all right?
All right.
Now, what I want you to do is get your gloves on. I don't want you to do that without gloves. Where's your dust mask, Dylan?
Shop.
Go get the dust mask. Give me my camera. Go get your dust mask. You do have your safety glasses, am I right?
That's right.
And your gloves. So refinishing this gas tank is really going to be a chore. After looking at it and inspecting it, all right, I don't know if I charged enough money, but that's not what this video is about. But it has become a bigger job, as usual, than what we expected. But we're going to overcome this problem, and Dylan is going to learn a lot. And hopefully you, the viewer, are learning yourself. What Dylan will do now is he's going to take the tank and probably get his brand new clean jeans dirty. You can either sit down in this chair or the other chair here. I don't give a shit which one. But I'd prefer you, since you're not really good with the DA, if you can grab that, hold it with your hands, and let's see Dylan do some DA sanding. Let me ask you a question, bud. What's the first and most important thing before you do anything at this shop?
Safety.
Safety first. That's right. Were you taught that with your dad when you guys were building hot rods and race cars?
That's right.
Or did you just go out there and do it and not even think about your
No,
safety?
you gotta stay safe and continue doing it.
That's right, bud.
So.
You seem like a motivated guy, bud. You seem like you're... Hold on a minute. You seem like the type of guy that wants to do things right.
That's right.
You're not here jacking around, just like when you're racing cars and all that. You're a motivated person. Is that true?
That's right.
Do you play Xbox?
No, I do not.
Have you ever owned an Xbox or a PlayStation?
Yeah, I do. I own one. I played about 3 times.
But you never, that's not even in your interest.
No.
Okay. Your interest is more in doing this type of stuff than sitting around the house being a lazy ass. You told me that you get up at 4:30 every morning.
That's about right.
Is that right?
That's right.
Go to bed early, get up early. Why?
Take care of business.
But why else?
You got stuff.
You told me that the morning time is the best time of the day.
Right.
Is that right?
It is.
Seeing the sunrise and smelling that fresh, cool breeze every morning wakes you up and makes you feel good inside.
That's right.
Okay, that's what I wanted you to say, Dylan. You didn't say it.
Okay, well.
Answer the questions when I ask you the questions. Answer them. But let's get some DA going. Let's see if Dylan learned anything about DAing. Okay, Dylan has never used a DA sander. This is his first time, which might be your first time out there, the viewer, to learn how to DA sand. So let's see if Dylan, there you go. However you need to do it, bud. We'll see what Dylan can do with the DA sand. If it's too bulky, once you get the hang of it, maybe you can put it back up on the table and do the one-hand job. Go for it. All right, hold on. Whoa. Okay, first of all, you want to try to use the edge of it, and you want it to go real slow back and forth and watch that rust disappear. Push on it. Use your DA sander. There you go. Put some pressure on it. Okay, there you go. Okay, easy, bud. Don't get nervous. You're all right. All right, put it up on the table here. Come on. There you go. You seem like you were getting a little anxious there. Okay. Well, let's try it. Now, I can hold it and do it at the same time, but you're new at this. Okay, don't drop the DA sander, bud. If you're going to do it that way, it's better to hold it in this area here, see? So you got to, okay, don't get embarrassed. Don't get your face all right. Okay, hold it here instead of way over here. But if you want to hold it here, what you want to do is hold it where you be able to, okay? But it's better to hold it here where you got your palm action going. See how my palm is? Okay, and then what you can do is, you know what? I think that machine right there, Dylan, I'm going to be honest, I think that machine might be a little high torque for you. Let me get my other DA out. That's a palm DA, and it might be easier for you to handle. This is actually a DA sander, which is the same thing. This is actually a finish sander, which shouldn't really be used on this, but since Dylan's new at this, we're going to go ahead and let him use the palm sander because it's a lot more safer. You don't have to worry about gears hitting your hand, and you can control it with just the palm of your hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I thought you'd be able to use the big boy's tool, but
If I could
obviously
hold it, I sure would be able to. Put it on the ground and hold it on my knees. I'll do it.
it's obvious that we're going to have to go with the finish sander to start out with. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's see what Dylan can do with that. Let's go ahead and get the big boy's tool out of the way. We definitely don't want him hitting himself or hurting himself. Okay, Dylan will now proceed to use the finish sander as a DA sander to go ahead and remove the rust. What's the problem? Okay, first of all, this is an old DA. You got to turn the air up. Now go. There you go. There you go. Give it some pressure and sand it like you mean it, bud. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me see it here a second, bud. Okay, you hold the tank. Watch what I'm doing here. You see how I'm doing that? Can you see how I'm pushing on that, Dylan? Push, bud. There you go. All right. All right. It looks like you're doing it, bud. Keep going. Okay, we're going to go ahead and leave Dylan alone because sometimes when you learn how to do stuff, you can only get so much teaching and then you're actually irritating the fucking guy. Let's let Dylan go ahead and finish that out. Let's see how Dylan does all by himself. We'll be back when he's done with the 36 and moving on to the 80. I think he's going to be all right. All right, then.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.